While growing up, one of the writer's books I always enjoyed reading was one of my regional languages, Marathi writers, Pu L. Deshpande. As we are trying to explore through our podcast hashtag SoLeadSaturday, Solid Leadership Saturday, about being a leader in any specific field or domain, which is very much associated with being an artist in a specific field or domain. I couldn't resist myself from sharing his quote on being an artist. The quote says, कलेच्या क्षेत्रामध्ये तुमचं स्वतःचं जे काही व्यक्तित्व, जे काही अस्तित्व, जी काही अस्मिता असेल, जे गुण असतील, ते तुमचे स्वतःचे घेऊन तुम्हाला उभं राहावं लागतं. तुम्ही डिट्टो अमुक तमुक झालात की डिट्टोच राहिलात आयुष्यभर. That's in Marathi. I will translate it in English too. Whatever your own personality in the field of art, whatever existence, whatever identity, whatever skills or qualities, you must take your own and stand up. If you try to become like someone, you will remain someone else. What do you think? How many times we are asked to be like someone or not to be like someone or get compared with someone? Always, right? While growing up, first you see your parents, then your siblings, cousins, then your world starts expanding as you start going to the school, then you go to the college, then job and so on. Alongside, you get access to a lot of information around. Start watching on laptops, TVs, mobiles, reading books, newspapers, journals. Everywhere there is a huge competition. People are in rush to win it. Nobody tells you or makes you feel you are your own competitor, as you always have been compared and given an example to get inspired and then aspire. Until getting inspired, still it's okay, but you don't have to aspire to be someone else, right? I am not different than you. I gone through the same process, school, college, so on. But yeah, as far as I remember, I always hated being compared to someone and I always wanted to be number one. That's true too. Recently, while interviewing one guest on my podcast/show, as I call it both as it has video format too along with the audio, she said, "Do you know Oprah?" I said, "Oprah who? Winfrey?" She said, "Yeah." Then I just asked, "What about her?" Then guest replied, "You could be next Oprah Winfrey." At that moment, I felt happy for that compliment. I mean, yeah, Oprah Winfrey is great. She achieved lot of things in her life. Well, and billionaire too. Wow, I could be next Oprah Winfrey. Yay. Then I was like, wait a minute. Did it just happen that the guest compared me with her and now my dream seemed like limited? My aim seemed like aspiring to be next Oprah Winfrey? No, I don't have to aspire to be her. She is great at what she is doing. I have my own dreams, my own aims, and I aspire to be whom I would like to be one day, not someone else. It's indeed a great compliment, but does it have a power to influence someone to aspire to be like someone? It does, right? So this is exactly what happens. People tend to compare you always. They tend to give you an example, and getting inspired by those examples is okay when it comes to being yourself. But aspiration should be your own. I aspire to be me is important over someone else. Sometimes people use it as they know jealousy works better to bring that spirit to make someone work harder and use it more often. But you always need to compare yourself where you are today and where you would like to be tomorrow. That's the state you always need to compare yourself with. I think most of you guessed it right. Today we are going to talk more about being yourself, which is nothing but being unique. Being born as a human itself makes us unique. Yeah, true, we are plenty of them. And when we see successful or rich people saying, be yourself, follow your heart, follow your passion, you do you, does that really happen just like a magic or overnight? What goes wrong though when it comes to being yourself, or what challenges one can face to be themselves? If I think about it, being yourself requires a lot of courage, patience, acceptance to be who you are, and vision who you would like to be one day. Also, we are defined by some society norms which says this is right and this is wrong. But when it comes to being yourself, you must figure it out what is really right and what is really wrong, what really works for you and what really doesn't. It's a long journey, and maybe you will discover a lot of things along that journey while trying and exploring things alongside. Does it mean you need to look unique? Being unique doesn't mean looking unique by external appearance. Maybe that too you can be if you have your own style of wearing your clothes, accessories, body language, and so on. Let me ask you this. Did it happen to you that when you were a kid, you asked your grandmother or grandfather to tell you the same story again and again? Yes, I'm sure it must have happened to you. It happened to me too. What was really attracting about the story? It wasn't a story, but the way story was narrated to you by your grandmother or grandfather. Her or his attractive and unique style, which made you ask them to tell you the same story again and again. That's something about uniqueness. Every person has their own style, own ways to carry themselves, which we generally define under the category qualities. Those are the ones which clearly differentiates one person from the other. Whenever I meet people, oftentimes I get a comment, "Hey, I know someone who looks exactly like you." And my response to it is always, "Oh yeah, I heard there are 7 faces in the universe identical to one face. So I'm just counting on it how many people come and say it to me." But looking alike is nothing. How much do you want God to be creative on when she or he built these billions of people? So there will be combinations, mix and match, and after all probabilities are done, there will be similar looking people. And it's true, being unique or being yourself doesn't limit it on your identical faces. I remember my first trip to abroad, and the people were so cute wearing a lot of colors, and I said it's hard to differentiate between them. Then eventually I started interacting with them and started understanding the difference. It was my first glance which made me think that way. But closer I went and tried to explore, everyone was different, like unique. I love people, and that's the thing I always try to find, that unique quality in a person, to remember them in a certain ways to make memories. Wonder though, how come people go that negative? As I'm exploring about it, it starts because you start loving people around you more than yourself. You start making people around you priority over you. So basically, you do you is very true. As I always believe, helping yourself is the most important action you can take when you see things going wrong around. And when you help yourself, you find people alongside helping you too. Some might find you as an inspiration to live brighter life. And people are selfish. So there is nothing much to think when it comes to be selfish for yourself and for your own better life. And that certainly doesn't make you less responsible person either. These are two totally different things. One more important aspect of being yourself is loving yourself the most, or liking yourself the way you are. There is one quote which says, "You are your longest commitment in life, nobody else." So somehow, if you start loving yourself, is going to help being yourself with no fear or no pressure from people around you. So just to summarize, what actions can you take to stick with who you are? First, obviously, ignore people and their opinions about you. Second, give yourself a time to explore and discover things. Third, then define what is good for you and what is not, what really works for you. Fourth, be your own competitor. Fifth, analyze the way you think and find like-minded people. I always feel even there are so many of us, there are plenty who think same or have same opinions when it comes to taking a stand. Sixth, show courage and help yourself. Seventh, don't be afraid to start from zero, as it's never too late. And finally, just stay as you are, not influenced by anything or anyone around you. Be unique, be you.